Club Lightbath Creative Mentorship Q&A session, answer session. Here we are, number 2, episode 2. Wow, that first one was so much fun. This second one, I hope it's double that fun, and I hope it just keeps doubling until we reach Club Lightbath Creative Mentorship Singularity. We're going to be talking about composition, we're going to be talking about live performance, and we're going to be talking about case design and ergonomics. I'm now preparing a live set for this club show I have in New York at the end of June. So I'm playing at I can't remember if it's 9 or 10 o'clock, doing like an hour or something. And then the first DJ comes on, crossfading out of what I do, then the next DJ, and then the next DJ, and then it's like early morning, right? It's one of those kind of like parties, like people are going to be dancing and stuff. The opening set is supposed to be like a sound meditation. It's great. I'm like stoked to be in this like new zone. Like I haven't played shows like that as Lightbath. This episode of Creative Mentorship Q&A is brought to you by LaCroix. It's not brought to you by LaCroix. I want a LaCroix sponsorship. I know the feeling of intimidation, the critic, the self-critic. What I focus on is this: relaxing and dropping into the present moment. Because if I don't do that, the critic is in the driver's seat and I can't create. But when I relax and I become present, the critic is just there, but not necessarily in my field of view. And what allows me to relax is setting up conditions for inspiration to emerge. That's how I design a live case. I set up conditions. And I know that if I explore those conditions with presence, inspiration will emerge. I trust that inspiration will emerge. Does it emerge every time? Mostly. Does it emerge every time for the entire set? No. Does it wow me and amaze me every time? No. Do I wish it did? Yeah. Sometimes I don't realize how good something is until I have distance from it. And I go back and I revisit it. Sometimes it's all here. It's all perspective. You can see a situation and know that growth and process are happening. Or you can see all of the things that are wrong or missing or not like you wanted them to be. If I let it get to that edge of musical self-worth, oh, now it's dangerous. Now the muse doesn't feel safe to come out. You know, the inspiration might not come out. Like, you have to feel safe. You have to feel joyous. It's play. The book, Free Play. Lightbath Mall, Improvisation in Life and Art. This is the play that we're talking about, the divine play. This book is a great recharge to get you aligned with the importance of play, and let that critic just, it's not time, man. It's not time for that, you know? There's a time and a place for it, but not always. What technically do I do with the modular to set up those conditions? These are ways to improvise a set. You will find your zones. You just have to spend enough time until you do something that you like and then make note of it. If I have that agility and I can get between my moves, then in the moment where I feel, okay, something needs to change, I'll have this catalog of things that I possibly can do, and I'll be able to go, it's one of them will just pop up in my mind, and I go with that. I honor that intuition. My edge is not knowing what I'm going to do. And that's the edge I place myself on. That's the cliff that I place myself on. And I take the leap, and the invisible crystal path arrives. I put my foot down, and oh, there it is. There's the invisible stepping stone. Well, gonna put my foot here. Oh, it's there. Trusting. The only way that that path emerges is in the trust that it is there. And if you waver in your trust there, it won't be underfoot, and you will fall. Fortunately, you don't die. You just have to find your way back up, you know. It might hurt a little bit, but that's all in your perception too, you know. It's like Wile E. Coyote, like, until you realize that you're falling and that you're off the edge, you're just running right off. You're doing fine. There's nothing under my feet. That's when you fall. You might have all of the sounds, but if you don't navigate from thing to thing with your heart, it won't have meaning, and it won't be engaging for those listening. How do you shape that? I have no answer other than do what I'm talking about. You drop into the present. The muse will show you, will lead you there. That's how I approach. That's my edge. That is what is engaging for me, to see somebody performing who is putting themselves on the edge, and they could fall off at any moment, and maybe they falter and they get a little dizzy and they start to fall and they pick themselves back up. And that is so exciting. That is what emotionally engages me in performance. I've found that my skills are more aligned with discovering the material in the moment and presenting that. And so I've leaned on my strengths in that way. You might be better at preparing things and presenting that. Do it then, you know? The other way is you improvise until you found something. You're not recording, you're just playing. And then you're like, oh, that's something. Okay, click, 2, 3, 4, boom, go for it. The issue that I have with this approach is that the longer it takes me to make the piece, to get the ideas out, the more diluted the inspiration tends to become. It's like you're working against entropy.